Truth Seeker and or its affiliates are not responsible for any strange phenomena that may occur during or after listening to this podcast, which may include the following: heightened senses of awareness, psychic abilities, UFO sightings, alien contact, time loss, out-of-body experiences, ringing in the ears, ESP, lucid dreaming, increased synchronicities, astral projection, telepathy, stronger intuition, levitation, miraculous healings, and or remote viewing. Please be advised to listen at your own discretion.
Won't you come and take me away? I just wanna be with you. Won't you come and take me away? To a place to walk on troubled seas, faith to stand when I don't believe. I just wanna be with you. Won't you come and take me away? I just wanna be with you. Won't you come?
You are now locked into the Truth Seeker podcast.
Gargoyles! Psychics! Everything's ungodly! Dark savage!
Streaming live at truthseeker.com.
She's not a Christian!
Give it up, y'all.
Your portal to the paranormal, esoteric, and all things spiritual.
She's tampering in dark-sided stuff!
And now, your host, Truth Seeker.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Truth Seeker, and we're back with another exciting episode of the Truth Seeker podcast. Got an awesome conversation for you guys tonight. So basically, what this show is we just sit down and have some conscious conversation. We talk about any and everything, and we try to deal with spirituality, religion, consciousness, aliens, angels, all of the above. We're interested in it all, and I've studied how the spirit realm operates, and I've kind of given my life study to understanding how the spirit realm works in and out of that. So I like to have people on. I like to hear their experiences. I like to hear their encounters and what makes them tick. And instead of having somebody on the show and dissect them and see what we have that separates us, what makes us different, as we find many times in religion, I like to have people on here where we can share similar stories and see that we're not so different after all. And that's just what I love to do. And that's kind of what I built my platform in doing, is finding this, the syncretism. And that's what the word means, is to find the stream of consciousness, or the thought or the idea that connects many beliefs together. And so we look at that when it comes to religion. We look at it when it just comes to the human psyche, the human soul, DNA, how we're all the same. And so that's what it's about. It's about syncretism. And it's not a bad word. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. So we are all connected. We are all part of the same mainframe. We're connected to the same source. And so that's what, the symbol which we represent, the flower of life, is about. A bunch of circles all touching one another. And so we are all connected, especially those who are in the church realm and understand what the body of Christ is, that we're all different pieces and parts of this huge, magnificent body. And we all have a function. We all have a piece of the puzzle. And we all represent something greater than ourselves, something that's outside of ourselves. And usually when I talk to people on the show, it's something about having this euphoric encounter, having a spiritual awakening, and seeing that, we are all the same. We are all connected. So that's what we're going to get into tonight. We're connected by experiences, and it's going to be awesome. First of all, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody on Patreon, everybody who's supporting my work, supporting what I'm doing. You guys mean the world to me. You guys enable me to do what I'm doing now for a living. I'm doing this full time, podcasting, music, and I do graphic arts as well. So I'm doing all of this stuff where I'm able to work from home and do it full time and spend a lot more time on it. So I want to thank everybody who is supporting over there. You guys mean the world. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. For me and my family, I have a wife and daughter. We have to keep the lights on and make this happen, and you guys enable me to do that. So if you would like to unlock rewards and get unreleased music and extra podcasts, and we now just rolled out a new Facebook group for the patrons only, where we just have discussion, and you guys have my attention over there for ideas and different guests that you want to have on. You get access to all of that stuff. So a bunch of unreleased music, my full discography, all of that good stuff over at patreon.com/TruthSeeker, where you can sign up at any level of giving and you can access all of this stuff. So huge thank you to the newest patron member that we have, and who pledged today, which is Eric Skaggs. Thank you so much, Eric, for coming aboard, and giving a shout out to Eric, because last night I just took the clip of the interview that I did with Michael Basham, and there was a part where I got kind of emotional on there when we were talking about healing, and we're talking about addiction, and we're talking about the supremacy and authority of walking in the spirit of Christ for healing. And I was able to pray with Eric, and he was able to overcome some addictions, man. So this guy is a walking testimony. He's told me to use this story, let people know about what God's doing in his life. And Eric, if you're listening, man, I do see a call from Oklahoma, man. Maybe that's you, brother. If you're listening, man, call in. We're going to be opening up the phone lines here in a little bit, taking calls, and love to hear from each and every one of you guys. So head on over to patreon.com/TruthSeeker if you would like to come on and support. So without further ado, tonight's guest is a hip-hop artist like myself. He raps about mysticism, esoteric, occultism, conspiracies, and UFOs. So we have something in common here. So I love to talk about all of this stuff. I love to talk about art and entertainment and UFOs and all this stuff. So when you're incorporated in the music, then we share a common thread of interest, man. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome to the show Grillz. What's going on, my friend?
What's up, Truth? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Man, dude, thanks for reaching out to me. You reached out to me at, what was it, yesterday? I think it was just yesterday or the day before, and you shared your music video with me entitled UFO, and it was featuring Graffiti. So you and Graffiti put out this like really awesome video, like really well done. I don't know if you guys had a whole treatment up, but it was like it looks really good. So you sent me that video, and I loved it. I was digging it. Shared it with some of my friends and fans and stuff, and they were digging it too. So you're talking about UFOs and all of this stuff that I talk about in my music. So I was like, you know what? I definitely have a seat for you on the show, brother. So man, welcome to the show, man.
I appreciate that, and we got a lot of help from Upstate Groove. They produced the whole thing. And they're super good. They've done videos for Cassidy. They've done videos for Gunplay, a couple other rappers, new up-and-coming guys. So it was really cool. Graffiti's awesome. He's a good friend, and he's been doing this a while, too. He's pretty well-known in, like, New Paltz area around here. So, yeah, it was a beautiful thing. UFOs was different. It's just, I like to make different music than everybody's doing. Think outside of the box. And that's what we did. We went and made history.
Yeah, it was like a high budget video. It looks really good. Awesome stuff, dude. That's what it's about, man. Because like, it's cool to have people doing what we're doing and bringing the knowledge and information out there, and having a budget or having enough kind of believing in your work to invest in it and shoot a good video. Because there's so much out there that's just like thrown together and people shooting it on their iPhones and stuff like that. So it's cool that you guys would do the genre justice and actually put something together like that. Look really good.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's real cool of you to say. Yeah, it's kind of like my destiny. Music's in my blood. It's in my soul, my spirit. It's in my destiny. I've been doing it my whole life. I started really going to studios and making music about 12 years ago, a little over 12 years ago. I started going to studios, doing shows, doing interviews, making my own videos, making my own songs, and finally now starting to try to get somewhere with it and make some moves. And I'm about to, September 3rd, I'm taking it to a whole new place once again. We're going to a different level. We're going to the moon, shooting a new video. It's called Moon Girl. And I signed a contract the other day with Upstate Groove, so they're going to produce it again. So the next video is going to be even better than the last one, hopefully.
That's what's up, man. So whenever you started out, you say you started 12 years ago, you were doing more like gangster rap type stuff when you started out, right?
Just really hard stuff, like hardcore rap, and I always did all types of stuff. Sometimes I do a song for the girls, sometimes I do a song, for my friends. But it was definitely tougher, and hear a lot of coming to kill, and it was just crazy. Yeah, it was just a lot of stuff. But I actually, changed the way I make music.
Yeah, what does that mean? Because I noticed you still say that before you go into one of your verses or something. You always say, "I come to kill." So what does that mean?
Oh man, see, you did it to me. Now I gotta put the bandana on quick. Hold on.
Oh Lord, gang affiliate.
Hold on. Hold on. We're going to that place. All right. So basically, come to kill doesn't mean I'm going to kill anybody physically. It doesn't mean that. What it basically means is that every time I make a song, every time I get on a verse, every time I'm on a verse with somebody else, no matter what I do, every time I get on that beat, I'm going to kill it. I'm just going to kill the song.
Okay, so that's what it means. It means you're going to kill the verse, slaughter the verse.
Kill the track.
Yeah, so you had to
slaughter it.
You had to straighten it up a little bit.
I'll rip it apart.
I was like, what is he? I come to kill. Everybody has their little things that they say, whether it's like their ad libs that they say in the background. And it's so funny, man. When I first started out, I was like trying to find my voice. And when I started out trying to sound like Boosie, and I started out trying to sound like C Murder, and there's just different songs of me changing my voice until I finally found my voice and was confident in who I was. But there was also a bunch of different slang words and stuff that I would say too, like in the background, trying to sound like Young Jeezy and all these different ad libs before I went into the verses and stuff. So some of that stuff's so elementary and stuff, man. It's kind of funny to kind of look back on some of it now,
And that's what makes us though, because you got to experiment. And I feel like everybody that makes music has somebody that they listen to or they've idolized or that inspired them for what they do. So, like I said, you got to experiment. You got to try new things, new sounds, new flows, see what works, see what doesn't work. Once you've made, decent amount of music, you kind of, take it from there.
You know what? And I think, and this is for anybody who wants to do music as well. Like, there's going to be things that you guys can learn from this conversation. One of the big things for me, man, was starting my own studio and getting my own setup. And I actually had a huge vocal booth built in my living room. My wife let me do it, right? I had a huge vocal booth, and everybody would come over and record. So I basically turned my living room into a studio, and they could go in there and record, and it was soundproof. But I lost a lot of money very early by going out and just paying producers or paying people to use their studio when I was still trying to find my style and still trying to find my sound. And I would go out and spend $60 and come back with a recording that sucked really bad. I didn't like it. There's no way that I'm going to promote it and things like that, So starting out, I ended up saving so much money and was able to experiment in my own lab and my own, the comfort of my own home, to where I can record and then listen to it and record a song, and the whole song sucks and I could ditch it without having to put money into it, man. What's your process of recording? Have you had any problems like that? Do you go to a friend's house, or do you have your own studio and things, or what?
It's a good question. I've pretty much all that same stuff as you, man. I've gone to the studio, paid for a song, and then didn't come out as good as I thought it was going to be. Whether it was I didn't think the sound quality was good enough, or maybe I just didn't do something right. Mm-hmm. But I had my own little setup for a little bit, and I made a lot of music. And I was able to, if I didn't like something, I'd just go in and tweak it quick. Or I don't have many songs that I don't like. Most of them somehow, some way, they came out decent. Maybe the sound quality is not the best, but like I said, man, every time I get on that beat, it's just magic. Something different. It's spiritual. It's venomous. It's vicious. It's light. It's darkness. It's everything. So I've been all over studios. I actually go to studio now, full circle, Poughkeepsie, and they've been treating me real good over there, helping me out.
All right, so
help me go to the moon.
So to go from this one level of just all the carnal stuff, all of the pretty much the same stuff you hear on the radio that you're rapping about. Everybody's doing it to do something different. So it's one thing to do something different and see the spiritual hip hop or the conscious hip hop as a genre or a gimmick versus like having encounters and having experiences with UFOs. I mean, you guys are doing songs about UFOs, about the occult, and about just spirituality and stuff. So what was that transition from just doing regular rap music to where I'm going to incorporate some of these encounters within my music? Like what happened from point A to point B?
For me, it was just a crazy, mind-blowing experience that happened to me. I saw my name in lights. I saw my name in like a black club with like the black lights and the stars and the planets and the UFOs, and everything was shining. Everything was like glowing up, and I was like, "Oh, that's me." That's because I've always been interested in paranormal stuff, ghosts, aliens, angels, demons, zombies, like all that crazy stuff. You know, I love video games. I love comic books. I love movies. So I love wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
So I tell you, I'm not a whole lot different than a lot of people in life. I have a lot to relate to with people. It just so happens that, I make some extraordinary music. That's it. That's the only thing that makes me, it's a little bit different than maybe other people. But yeah, just had this experience, and I saw the future, like the whole UFO video. I saw it beforehand. I saw myself looking up into the sky with the UFO flying with me and Graffiti, and the mountains where the UFO flies in the mountains. And sure enough, we made it happen. So it was just beautiful. I'm just trying to take it to the moon, trying to take it to another place. There's nobody on this planet or off planet that's like me. So there's only people that are similar, but there's nobody quite like me. And but I love getting to link up with other people that make music, and even people that talk about UFOs and aliens and anything like that. People that are willing to just open their mind and talk about it, and just, you can throw it down with. That's what I love to do, man.
So have you had any experiences with UFOs or spirits or anything like that, like personal encounters that kind of freaked you out, or what?
Yeah. Right after the video, and I think the reason because I had this encounter was because in the very beginning of the music video, you see Phil Schneider. Now, I don't know if your fans or if your followers are familiar with Phil Schneider, but Phil Schneider worked for the United States government, and he was building deep underground military bases. And supposedly in 1979, he had his first encounter with aliens underneath the earth. In 1995, he went public, and he was actually killed a few months later. They said it was a suicide, but everybody in his life, his wife, his close friends said there's no way he did it. The guy had a couple missing fingers on his one hand, so how was he able to tie something around his neck? I always thought that was very interesting, and so anyway, we put him in the music video. I put him in the song. I've been listening to him for years. Spent a lot of time listening to him, looking his shit up, looking to see what he's all about. And so yeah, I found out there was some truth to it, so I put him in the song. And then about a week later, I'm outside of my front house, and I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm putting my cigarette out, and this guy in a suit comes walking by at 11:30 at night. In my town here, 11:30 at night is a ghost town. Everybody's sleeping. So he comes walking down the street, suit and tie, with black sunglasses on. As soon as he gets in front of my front porch, his neck snaps, and he starts looking me in the eyes and grilling me, and he was giving me that look with his like a little smirk, like he knew who I was. I've never had a stranger in my life look at me like, I know you, I know who you are. And it was everything in my body said something's wrong with this guy. There's something wrong. There's something off. I just felt it, man. You get that gut feeling. This was a whole body feeling. So I went inside, I'm not gonna lie, I locked the door. I was like, what the hell's going on? So my whole life I've had weird things happen to me. I've had crazy experiences. I've seen things in the sky. My sister just saw something the other night. She said, because, my sister's a little not as believing a lot of this stuff like I am, but she saw it the other night for herself. She said, I saw it. It was in the sky. I thought it was a star. And then it started moving slowly, and then boom, it's gone, disappeared. I said, I told you there's something else going on up there.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of people who are waking up. There's a lot of people who are having these strange encounters in the night. Okay, hold on. Okay, so people are having these encounters with seeing beings and seeing lights in the sky and stuff like that. And it's like, the weird thing is, it's like the way the universe is set up is that whatever you focus your attention on, you find it. So you kind of make the decision if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to pursue. You can go after it, the truth, and pursue it, and the truth will reveal itself to you, and you start going down these rabbit holes. And if you want to know the truth about UFOs, if you want to know the truth about fairies and spirits and things like that, the more you start seeking it, the more it'll reveal itself to you. And whatever you seek after, you find it, man. And so that's the crazy thing. And so many people are waking up. Many people have a different piece of the puzzle to bring to the table to kind of formulate and put everything down and make a picture out of what we have. And so, like, what was some of the different feedback you were getting from doing just regular hip hop music to where, okay, this dude just did a song about UFOs? Because it could be good, or it could be super duper corny, right? And all your friends, like, this dude just made, because the average dude on the street doesn't want to hear a song about UFOs, right? So what was the response when you first started talking about that stuff?
It was good. It was all good, because I think people respect what I do. They respect how long I've been doing it, and they respect the transition, I've grown up through my music, and some of the things I'm talking about now that I wasn't earlier. So I'm keeping it fresh and just keeping it going. I'm just constantly taking it to another level, another place. As the years go by, I do more and more that are going to solidify me as one of the best that, at least in my area. So I'm just trying to make a difference. I'm just trying to let people know that you don't have to put on such a hardcore persona with making music. You could just be yourself, and whatever you're going through in life, you can talk about it. You don't have to always talk about the clubs. You don't always have to talk about, the grimy stuff. You could talk about some positive things too, and you could also make a difference. So why not try to make a difference? Why be like everybody else? Why talk about things that have already been talked about and said 100 times over? So we might as well just, try some new stuff. So that's what I'm doing. And I got a good response. Everybody that saw it, they loved it. I'm still getting people hitting me up about it. I'm still getting people talking about it and liking it, listening to it. So I think just because anything that's so different, because we live in a generation now where everything sounds so much alike, when you are different and you are, pretty decent at what you do and have talent, people are always going to resonate that. The people are always going to hold on to those type of gems.
You got people in the chat room giving you a shout out. Jay says, "And I come to kill."
There we go. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I come to kill.
Giving shouts out, man. So, what are some of the other topics that you touch on, man, that, what I'm saying, like in your music, as far as like conspiracy and occult topics? What are some of the different things that interest you, that you put in your music?
I've had a song called Conspiracy Theories that I released it on SoundCloud a while back. Just for fun, just for me and my friends to listen to. I didn't release it publicly or anything like that. But, I talk about the aliens. I talk about the Illuminati, what it really means, where the word comes from, this entire global network. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie John Wick, but in the movie John Wick, there's like this international network that works in secrecy where he's able to give them certain currency and certain gold coins, and everything you thought that shop or that store was what it looked like, and it wasn't anything like that. They open a secret door and there's all this other stuff going on behind the scenes. So I think that's what the Illuminati really is. It's this organized network of different organizations and different groups and secret societies. And what can we do about it? They're there, they got all the money, but the best, people always say, why even talk about it? Because you can't do anything about it. Now, that's like somebody saying, well, you can't be a doctor when you grow up. You can't be a rapper when you grow up. You can't be an actor when you grow up. You can't do something like that nobody else around here is doing because you can't. So I feel like that's negative. So anytime somebody tells you can't do something that you want to do to follow your dream, you're going to have to do it. So I always was fascinated with this information. So.
Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me of the movie, the Adjustment Bureau as well. I don't know if you've seen that, but that one is a must for anybody who's into conspiracies, for one, but also, two, the topic I like to touch on, the Elohim and the angels and those who are watching over you, or the aliens or the ETs. The Adjustment Bureau kind of talks about what you're talking about, how they would, walk through doors and open up a door, and there was like this type of, Illuminati people who were watching over everything, and they would shut it, and those people would be disappeared and gone, but they were watching everything, and they were orchestrating everything, and they had angels that were watching over and going down and doing stuff. And I actually sampled some of that in one of my songs. I did a song called The Knowing, and at the very beginning I put a clip in there from the Adjustment Bureau. But that's one that, if people are into this stuff, you gotta check that movie out as well. And it seems like
I definitely do.
They like hide everything within the movies, man. There's so much knowledge and so much occultism like hidden within the movies, man.
Oh, it's all over. I think, I don't know whether it has something to do with a contract where they have to tell us what they're doing to us, but that's what I think it is. I think there's some type of karmic law where if they tell us what they're doing to us and we don't stop it or do anything about it, and it's like, hey, we told you what was going on. You didn't want to do it. It's not our fault. You did what you wanted to do with it.
Yeah, dude,
that's what I believe, man.
Yeah, no, it's either that or it could be so many things. But I think that's probably it, man. Because there's so much stuff that they hide in there. Whatever it is, these people are well studied in the occult. They're well studied in ancient text. And there's so many movies, and I've sampled so many movies within my music of watching a movie, and they start breaking down occult information, or they start breaking down the knowledge of angels and how angels operate and things like that. So I will take that clip and put it in my music, and there's so much stuff in there, man. So whatever it is, they are definitely studied up, well studied, and we look at like I think just one for example is like I think it was either the first or second Transformers movie called Rise of the Fallen, and it was about the Decepticons who were in chains in the bottom of the ocean, and the Rise of the Fallen is the fallen angels. And if you read Enoch and some of the other books that were taken out of the scriptures, it talks about that the fallen angels fell from heaven and they're bound in chains of darkness in the bottom of the ocean, in the desert, in caves and places like that they're actually chained up. And so in the end, that they would be loosed from their chains and they would get to return to the earth and wreak havoc again. So there's so much of it with the symbols and the signs and the terms that were used. Even in that movie, somebody knew what was up. Somebody was studied on the fallen angels in the Bible and the Nephilim and all of those things, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They definitely put a lot of that stuff in the movies, whether it's some mind control or whether they're just giving little hints on a different level. Maybe it has something more meaningful to do with what they do. But there's definitely a reason behind it. There's definitely some truths in a lot of these movies, like the Transformers or the Manchurian Candidate with mind control.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, the MK Ultra stuff. There's so much information out there to prove that there's something else going on in this world that we're just not told about. Why would we be told? You got a lion in the jungle that's never seen a human being. That lion thinks he's the top of the food chain. So. Yeah. We've only been told that there's no aliens here. There's, phenomenal or otherworldly stuff doesn't happen here because a stranger told us that. We're getting all our information from strangers. We watch the news, they're strangers. People in Washington, the government, they're strangers. You always tell your kid, don't talk to strangers. Yet we get our entire information on life from strangers.
We believe everything as long as it's on TV and as long as it comes from somebody in a suit that kind of know and seems like they know what they're talking about. We believe them. I remember.
Dude, I saw this guy in the suit, man. Just because they're not wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Because they're wearing a suit doesn't mean they're not bringing something. But go ahead.
Don't trust them when they wear a suit, man. But it's just weird. It's like somebody who's up there in age, and I hate to keep ragging on him or using his name, but Jordan Maxwell can get up there and do a lecture and be so poised and so stern, and he believes what he's saying, even though you know, a lot of times these people, I believe these people make it up as they go. You know what I'm saying? And like, especially in the conspiracy circles and Alex Jones and these guys, like I think a lot of us can see through somebody like Alex Jones now, but years ago, early on, like we thought this dude was super duper legit, but somebody like him still has millions of people who follow him and listen to him almost as a religious leader, you know?
I get that. You know, I think there's so many people talking about this stuff, but the one thing I gotta say is that I don't want to say I'm a fan of Jordan Maxwell because I'm intellectual, but he's my favorite. Jordan's always been my favorite. He's the first one that really opened my eyes to all of this. And once I found out his work and everything that he does, he's crazy. He's crazy in a good way. Because he paved the way for people to know about this. One thing I can say is I always was big in 9/11 stuff because I always felt like there was something really shady there. Yeah. And I saw a lot of videos on that, and a lot of engineers question it, architects, the families and the victims of who passed away. They were the ones that started the 9/11 truth movement. The truther movement. So there was something to that, and I stumbled across a video about maritime law, uniform commercial code, Jordan Maxwell with the red background, and he's talking about all over the world. You got the United States is a company, the United States is a corporation. You are an employee to the corporation. I heard that from a friend not too long ago. I didn't understand it. I saw this video of him, and I knew instantly, like, wow, something's wrong. That there's something else going on, because I was never told about any of this. And I did my research and found out there absolutely was a uniform commercial code. I never knew there was. I never knew anything. So that's when I figured out something's going on. Now, whether or not every single thing that somebody like Jordan Maxwell or David Icke or Max Spears, Aaron Russo, Peggy Kane, or Alex Collier, Arizona Wilder, Kathy O'Brien. You got so many different people with so many different stories. Yeah. That Al Bielek. You got all these people I feel like are connected, because all of their stories and everything they're talking about is coming from a source. And the two things that everybody seems to be talking about is the New World Order and the existence on this planet of extraterrestrials. Yes, they're here, and it's been going on. Credo Mutua even said he's a shaman from Africa, and he talks about it. He talks about the knowledge from his ancient people, and what he had to do to get that knowledge, and what he knew about the terrible objects in the sky that came down. So I've put a lot of these people in my music. Like, you do the same thing. You know how you got the intro and it has either a clip from a movie or somebody talking. Man. Yeah. Great minds think alike, bro. Great minds think alike. Let me tell you, you're on some shit. I love your music too. I love your music. The Imaginatrix is insane.
Appreciate it. Yeah, man. It's crazy when we come to like that, where you just name dropped about 8 names, right? And so I'm from the realm of where whenever we name drop these people, other people get mad. So what if so there is some truth to what Jordan Maxwell is saying. So there's like a bunch of truth to what Jordan Maxwell is saying, and we're with the truth. We're with the stuff that speaks to you. And then so you'll share his work, you'll mention his name, and people will get mad because they have some things that Jordan Maxwell, you know what I'm saying, they may disagree with, and they just lump you in. Oh, you believe in him? Or what about this? Oh, you believe in David Icke? David Icke believes this and this and this. You mean you believe that? And they try to lump you in with all of it and stuff. And so they're scared to promote it or give credence to any of it because they have some stuff that they don't agree with. Well, there's not anybody out there who's gonna have like all the truth. Like, this is the one guy that we gotta follow. This is the one dude. And trust me, if you have religious teachers or if you have gurus and stuff, and you're saying this is the guy, that's not how it works. The way it works is that everybody has a piece of something, and everybody has a piece of what they can bring to the table and what they can help you with. And so we talk about people like Jordan Maxwell because a lot of their stuff contradicts each other, right? So it's like, who's telling the truth, who's not? Whatever works for you, like whatever that you can apply to your life and use it, whatever's helping make sense of the whole situation, man, I'm for it. And that's why I have people like Jordan on the show, and we're supposed to get Santos Bonacci back on, Danny Wilton. Santos Bonacci and Danny Wilton are like arguing head to head right now, and they talking crap about each other's work, and I'm about to have them both on. And there's things about each one of those guys that I love, and I'm willing to share with the audience and stuff, right? So that's what it's about, man. It's about coming together in unity and just not being scared to be affiliated with other people or to promote or share a platform. I've really been harping on that a lot lately, man, but and rightfully so, because people are resonating with it. And they've noticed that people are being stingy with their platforms and stuff like that. You reached out to me yesterday about coming on, I think, or the day before, and I was like, dude, let's make it happen, man. Let's do it, you know? Just throw a makeshift show together, have fun. Everybody's hanging out in the chat room. You got a bunch of your fans who are here just giving you shouts out, saying, you know, you helped them open their third eye, and you know what I'm saying, the knowledge and information that you bring to the table have changed their lives and stuff. And whatever you're doing, it's working. And also people are wanting to know how the chat room, not the chat room, but the phone lines work. So just call in that number, and the number is streaming across the top of the page, and it's also in the description as well. So call that number, and then there's a PIN number that you enter, the 78643. Put that in, and then choose 1 as your PIN, and it'll show me that you're in queue. So if anybody has any questions, if anybody wants to add to the conversation, if there's been any movies out there that you've been watching and felt like the universe was telling you to pay attention to a certain part of that movie, and then that part just kind of, you know what I'm saying, just resonated in your spirit. That's the cool thing with us doing music, because when we've had encounters like that watching movies, we save it and put it in the song. So we listen to it over and over. So it's like almost like essentially building up a monument, and we're reminded of it. And every time I listen to my songs, even from years ago, like in 2012, 2011, and I would watch a movie with my family, and something spoken in that movie resonated with me, and something told me to save it and put it in there. And then other people, it's just weird synchronicities that are happening, like whatever you experience through that knowledge is like we're helping to wake other people up, and it's embodied and captured in living within a song, man. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, it's the best. Yeah, man, you already know. Cool stuff. I think the one thing I wanted to say quick about what you were saying about, you know, talking about all these different people and what they're, part of my destiny is to talk about these people. I don't know why, but I was shown that these people are connected in some way, and that I was to take their knowledge and the stuff they were talking about and kind of put it on another platform, so that most of these people are asking for that anyway. They like, get the message out, spread the word. We don't hear our politicians talking like that, really. We don't hear them saying, listen, there's so much going on that they're not telling you, listen, I've worked for the government. I've been in the military. I've done this. I've done that. I'm gonna risk my life to talk about it. And then everybody wants to just leave it there. Oh, let's watch this funny guy on Facebook dancing around in the street naked. So that's what people want to see nowadays, but that's about to change. And guys like us, you, me, and
wait a minute. The funny guy dancing around in the street naked. You're not talking about Matthew, are you? He goes out. I'm
not talking about anybody specifically. Nobody specifically.
Okay,
so,
listen.
Hey, if that's what you like to do, I have no problem.
Okay.
Hey, as long as you don't come up running to me, I don't care.
So there's a guy who goes like to Times Square. I forgot his last name. Okay, Matthew Silver. So he's got this big crazy beard. He's got crazy hair, and he goes out wearing a little bitty Speedo. He's got big hairy chest, and he just dances and acts silly and stuff like that. And he looks crazy. The tourists love him, but he's spreading the message of awakening. He's spreading the message of self-love and about being the fool and putting a smile on people's face. And he studies the power of laughter and the power of joy, that somebody's having a bad day. This guy runs up on you. He dances and stuff, and he puts on a show. And he's literally out there in a Speedo acting crazy, running. He'll start running in stores, dancing in the Speedo, yelling. If you haven't seen him, look up Matthew Silver. It's awesome, man. You got to check out some of his stuff he's doing.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about him, so whoever that is, dude, not you, bro. I'm not talking about you,
though, man. you know?
I was talking about the guy you see that smoke fucking, excuse me, sorry, PCP.
Okay, you talking about those guys.
Yeah, getting, messed up and, getting crazy.
Those naked guys.
I don't know.
The other naked guys. The other naked guys. Okay.
Well, anyway, let's move on. Anyway.
Yeah, man. So so since you brought up drugs,
brought up a little controversy.
Have you had any encounters with hallucinogens or psilocybin sacrament or anything like that? Have you had any enlightening encounters with different sacraments?
I had to bring some controversy to the show.
You got to. It sells, dude.
Yes, I have.
Awesome.
Yes, I have. And I've had some amazing experiences that showed me that there's something else going on and I have a purpose here. I was put here to do something. It's music is part of it. Yeah. Music is a big part of it. It's almost the entire thing, but there's this one little piece to my puzzle that I couldn't figure out. And now that I found it, I'm going to the moon. Then after the moon, going off planet, I'm going to the whole other galaxy, another universe.
That's what's up, man. So much can be said when it comes to the spiritual awakening, and I don't want to call them hallucinogens. I'm going to call them sacraments. I don't even like to call them drugs. When we think drugs, we think of heroin and cocaine and things like that. But when we talk about ayahuasca, we talk about psilocybin mushrooms, man, these are things that I'm saying, maybe even marijuana for some people, if they use it in the right way, can be life-changing, man, or having like a sensory deprivation tank encounter, right? I just had somebody message me a while ago wanting some more information on that. So all of these things, these tools that are there to help you connect with the divine, connect with your inner self, and to essentially transcend the physical, to kind of move into those other realms, man. And some people, I think some people's big awakening happens when they understand that they are more than this flesh, when in this meat suit, that there's something there that's eternal. There's a spirit there that's living within this body that is temporal, a spirit there that is eternal, man. When you come to have that realization or that encounter, and that encounter can happen many different ways, man. It opens up people to a whole nother realm of existence, and they change the way they talk to people. They change the way they treat people. They try to right their wrongs. They look into their past to see if they've wronged anybody and things like that. So have you had some encounters like that where you're just kind of making amends, man, and just making sure you make everybody else's ride a little bit more pleasurable, a little bit more, easier to bear?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Absolutely. I've had so many good and bad encounters in my life with so many different people. I'm very lucky to have so many good people in my life that support me, that love me, that care about me. So I'm lucky, man. We all go through it. We all have a story. We all have things happen to us. Just some of us maybe on a different level, But yeah, man, I'm just trying to open people's minds. I'm just trying to make people happy. I'm trying to make people feel. I want to give you the chills when you hear my music. And, just take it to the moon, like I said.
Dude, I tell you what, I've been doing music for a while now. Like I told you last night, we had a little time to talk. When I started doing music, I started out doing gospel music. I listened to gangster rap as a kid, and that's all I listened to as a little kid. Like as a little kid, I was walking around the house singing songs about weighing dope and cooking dope. I didn't know what I was talking about, but that's what my brother had me listening to, and I'm walking around the house reciting it about cooking dope and bagging dope. And he's like, shut up, mom's going to hear that. She's going to take our CDs away, this kind of stuff. I had no idea what I was saying. So, but when I started doing music, I started doing gospel hip hop, and this was back in like 2002, 2003, really. And I did gospel music for a long time, but so I never really got into secular hip hop, right? So, doing the music and understanding the power behind it, man. Like, what has changed for you as far as like what you listen to? Like, so are you still listening to a lot of people who talk about cooking dope, or is there artists out there such as myself, and there's many other ones, I don't know if you're aware of them, but do you listen to people who rap about the same kind of stuff we do, or what?
Yeah, I do. I listen to almost every type of hip hop. My favorite's Big Pun. The Big Punisher and the Terror Squad.
Yeah.
I could listen to that all day, every day, the rest of my life. But I'm a huge Busta fan, huge Eminem, Wu-Tang Clan, D-Block. So I grew up listening to that era when music was so great. And those are the guys I still listen to a lot today. I listen to some of the new guys nowadays too. It's just different. I just wish there was a more variety of the type of songs and the type of quality that we were getting a couple of years back. But they're taking it, to a different place. So, I could listen to almost everybody. I like Mortal Technique. He's another one, and he's
he's a big
really big on a lot of.
He's definitely a big one that people get into whenever they have their awakening and get into the government. And Alex Jones, I think you can't really get into Alex Jones and be into hip hop without finding a Mortal Technique like soon after,
Exactly. Yeah, I've been listening to Technique for a while. Yeah, he's killing it. Tech Nine's another one. He's pretty crazy.
Tech Nina, yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. And it's not just rap. I listen to some girls that sing. A little bit of rock sometimes. I listen to a little bit of everything. Depends on who I'm with, what I'm doing. Pun's my favorite though. Big Punisher all day.
That's what's up, man. So as far as what you have working on right now, what are you working on? Are you doing an album, or are you just putting out singles right now? Or what are you doing as far as the future with your music?
Right now I'm dropping this Moon Girl music video, September 3rd. I'll be shooting it, and then I'll be dropping it soon after. We're going to the moon. It's gonna be one hell of an experience. It's gonna be a life-changing experience. And after that, I'm dropping the Moonraker mixtape, and gonna keep it going. I've got a supposed song with Armageddon from Terror Squad lined up.
Oh, really?
That I'm gonna do after. Oh yeah. Just set that up. Just waiting for the music video to be done, then we're gonna get right to it.
That's what's up, man.
I'm releasing that now. Yep.
So what are some of the stuff like with the whole Moon Girl? Are you guys doing like a green screen shoot for that? Because I shoot my own videos and edit everything too. So I'm thinking Moon Girl. Are you guys gonna be doing some green screen stuff or what?
Well, we're gonna start out on the water. It's gonna start out during the day, kind of like it's a day and night process because to get to the moon it takes a while sometimes. But sometimes gotta spend a few extra hours making sure the spaceship's working. So what we're doing is we're gonna start out on the water. We're creating an on the water club. We're gonna have some boats. Gonna have some DJs, some water slides, rope swings. We're gonna be on the water. And after that, we're going to after party. Maybe go swimming, maybe take a little dip in a hot tub. And we're just going to, have a great time. And then me and my girl are going to go to the moon.
What state are you in?
New York.
New York.
East Coast.
Okay.
Yep.
I was going to say, you talking
Upstate
about
New York, 845. I represent the lost area of music where everybody around here has to grind super hard to get what they deserve, and it takes years. You can't just do it for a couple years and blow up. It doesn't work like that. You got to put in years. You got to try new things. You got to grind to a whole different level, and you got to have the experience for it to really. You got to be able to put in the time, because if a few years go by and you don't get anywhere, and somebody tells you something, it could discourage you. You stop, or you get lazy. You stop. You got to just keep going. You keep going. You keep going.
Yeah, man. I think Ritz said he had been doing it 10 years before he got anywhere. I don't know if you're familiar with Ritz, with Tech Nine and them. And he said he'd been doing it 10 years before anybody even took him serious, man. And so that's kind of an encouragement. You know what I'm saying? People who've been doing it for a long time.
Absolutely. Yeah, much respect to it. Music's tough. People think it's easy to make a great song. It's tough. Music's tough, but sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, man.
I've gotten lucky a few times, so I mean, got something working, and you got a good style too, man. I love your videos. Love the music.
Yeah, I'm sitting on some good stuff too right now, man. I'm ready to get out to the public. Right now, it's just for people who are supporting on our Patreon. So I got to have something to kind of give to those who are helping support and stuff. So like every time I finish a song, as soon as it's done, as soon as it's mixed and mastered, I upload it to Patreon. And so they get like first dibs on it before I put it out to the public. Because once it goes out to the public, then it goes on the torrent sites and people download it for free and stuff. And so it's really no, you know what I'm saying, no support with that. And I remember when I first found my music on a torrent site, when I first, you know, Googled my name, and then MP3 downloads came up, and it like everybody had, like, people were taking pictures of my CD with it out, like they bought it, ripped it, and then uploaded it, and took a picture of the actual all the layout to upload it. I'm like, these folks here, man, they don't play. And I mean, I remember how upset I was, because I'm a small time dude trying, you know what I'm saying, trying to make a living off of it. But at the same time, how honored I was that I had kind of graduated to, like, that people wanted my music enough to rip it, and they thought it was good enough. Because I remember trying to this CD right here. I'll go and show you this. I put this out in 2011. Cool. This is the Manifestations of the Sons of God. Somebody ordered one of these and asked me to sign it, so I autographed some CDs the other day. Got to put that in the mail. But I did this CD, and I did a pre-order, and I may have sold like 2 or 3 CDs, man, with the pre-order. And now, like the biggest chunk of money you get as an artist is when you do your pre-orders. Is to do them now, and so now we're selling like a lot more than 2 pre-orders, right? And I just remember being there, and then now being at a place where the music is everywhere. People are ripping it. People are downloading it. Even if they get it for free, man, I understand that music is changing. So that's why it's cool for something like Patreon, for people who want to support and they want to make sure that they're doing something extra, man, to kind of help you out in it, dude. It's like paints the perfect scenario for like an independent artist, for one, but anybody who's doing anything on their own as far as creating or being an artist or podcasting, all of that stuff, man. It's really cool. So I appreciate every chance I get. I tell them people thank you, man, like the fans and people who are spending money. You know what I'm saying? They're putting their money where their mouth is, and they show you that they care. And, man, I got people on there like giving like $100 a month and stuff, man, because they believe in what I'm doing. I have older people, man, people who don't listen to rap, but they understand the message and the power behind the music. Older white ladies who are funding and supporting what I'm doing. It's crazy. Like, it's a blessing, but they understand the power behind the music, man. And so it's not just about entertainment, which entertainment is powerful as well, but it's more about the message behind it. And it's the message of awakening to change somebody's life. And those people who are supporting, those people who are helping, they have a part in that. They play a part in that, man. So that's so awesome, dude, when you find that, those people who agree with you. And I was kind of sidetracked a while ago when I was setting up the fact that I started out doing gospel music, because I had a point that I was going to make, but I totally forgot it, but I have it now. So when I started out doing gospel music, right, that's when I started, and I would get compliments all the time. You're a good rapper. You're good this. You're good that. The biggest compliment that I've ever gotten, and it happened years ago, and I still get it to this day, and they say, I feel God when I listen to your music. Like, I feel the Holy Spirit. I feel the presence I get chills. And it's not just chills because you're a good rapper. Like, there's something behind it, something, that force that you said that has called you to do something greater beyond yourself and brought you here for a reason. Like, they're orchestrating everything. And people listening can come in contact with the creator, with the angelic realms and things like that. That's how powerful music is, man. And so just as like we used to put on music back in the day, like 3 6 Mafia, I bet you won't hit a mother, and we get ready to fight. We jump people and jump each other in gangs and just crazy. We'll put that on, and it's like a spirit and a persona. It gets you ready to go into that. And there's certain songs that are played in the club in Atlanta and New Orleans that when they play those songs, a fight's going to break out when that song comes on. Right. And so now on the other end, we understand the power behind it. When our music comes on, we don't just get we're on the back burner. We're talking about esoteric spirituality. No, our music is just as power, but for the other side, for the light, for the positive, to encourage people, to pull people out of situations that they're dealing with. People who feel like nobody cares. They listen to an artist and they're like, man, I relate with this dude, man. I'm on the same level
Right.
as this dude. So pulling people out of depression, people struggling with suicide, that's the power, man. I just want to encourage you just to keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep putting that truth in your music, man. Keep connecting through meditation, through prayer with the Most High, with the Creator, and letting Him speak through you, man, and letting Him use you, brother, because all those visions that you've seen, you can't do it on your own, man. You're going to need help. And so I'm telling you, to go into those places where death is, and to go into clubs and stuff, and not just go in there and just, you know what I'm saying, just be there to be the rapper, but to go there and be the one who carries light, man, the one who carries that message. I just encourage you with that, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate it.
That's what's up, bro. And all your people are here too, man. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're not watching the chat room, but all your people are just commenting in the chat room of how much you've impacted them, and how much of a blessing it is to call you brother, and people, you know what I'm saying, people to know you. And there's several people here, all just saying kind words about you, man. So you are impacting people, brother.
Well, I got the best support system in the world. I got the best people in my life, and everybody that's in my life is amazing, and they're there for a reason. I feel like everybody in my life, we all knew each other in a past life or something, or we knew each other in another world, another life, something. But
yeah,
super blessed.
You connect with them, man, and like what I've noticed is that there's a lot of people who feel a certain type of way, but they don't have the words to articulate it, or they don't want to put their neck out there and talk about some of the things that you've experienced. Put it this way. My sister was telling her boyfriend years ago about my experiences with demons, about waking up in the middle of the night and having a being sitting on my chest when I was a kid, pinning me down. I couldn't breathe. They call it night terrors. They call it the old hag syndrome. They got a lot of, they call it sleep paralysis, a bunch of names there, but there was a being laying on top of me. And a lot of people have had those encounters, right? And she told her boyfriend, and this was a grown man, he just broke out in tears crying. And she said, "Why are you crying?" He said, "Because I had the same thing happen to me, but I didn't want to speak about it because I didn't want people to think I was crazy." So that little scenario will show you that when you speak out your truth, and it could be about encounters that people are going to think you're crazy. You start talking about UFOs, some people, they're going to look at you crazy, but it's for those people, man, who don't have a voice, man. And once you speak on it, once you put it out there into the world, into the atmosphere, they look at you and be like, man, this guy is saying what I've been feeling. And I'm telling you, man, it goes a long way. I've done it for years, and I've seen people's eyes light up because they agree with the message, but they've never heard anybody say it, but they feel it down in their spirit, man.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm putting my life in jeopardy talking about certain things in my music, doing stuff like having Phil Schneider in my video.
Yeah.
People think that it's just for fun. He's just trying to things, but I want everybody to know that I'm giving my life, not just for you guys, but my music, for my music as well, because my entire life is music and knowledge. It's my entire life. So I'm doing all of it. I'm putting everything on the line with this. I'm putting everything on the line, and I'm going all the way to the moon with it. So just keep supporting, keep liking, keep listening, and I always bring something different to it.
That's what's up, brother. So before we go, man, is there anything that we did not touch on that you wanted to get out there? Any projects, any lyrics that are near and dear to your heart that you want to share? Anything that you have out there before we go?
Just stay tuned to the next music video coming out. Moonraker mixtape's coming out right after. Moonraker, that's Mandela Effect stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We can always get into that another day, another topic. But
we got a few more minutes, man. We can go into it. It's all good.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you know about the Mandela Effect, but I had one of those occur. I always just watch a lot of the old James Bond movies, and I remember the movie Moonraker with Jaws, with the metal teeth, when he sees the girl, and the girl with the pigtails, and he smiles, she had her braces on. And I watched that movie not too long ago, and I saw it on YouTube. She never had braces, but I remember seeing her with the braces on years ago, and that's why they always liked each other. I remember that. So that was weird. That was weird. I was like, there's something going on. What is this?
I don't want to.
What happened in my universe?
I don't want to say it just to say like I had an experience as well, but I was trying to find something on YouTube yesterday, an ending to a movie. And I don't want. I'm sure people are just making up stuff, but I was trying to find an ending to a movie. There, and just to go into a little bit of detail, and if Maddie's watching, he'll know what I'm talking about. I sent this video to my friend Maddie. Who wants me to call him Mission. He wants me to give him a code name. So I was talking to Mission. We was watching this footage. So back in the late 80s, I seen it in the early 90s, but it was a documentary shot like the Blair Witch thing, but it was like I seen it in probably 93, 94. And it was called, it's not Trout Lake, but it's it's called the McPherson tapes, the something lake footage. And so it's about these people having, who are being abducted by aliens. And so there's like a UFO that lands in the backyard and they're filming it with a camera and they're having a birthday party. And I don't know if it's real. It's probably not real, but they did a pretty good job, especially for when it was filmed, because it was way before any of the whole, Blair Witch and all the other stuff that came after it to try to act like it was real. And so it's these aliens attacking them and walking around their house and in their backyard, and they're getting each person one by one and stuff. And at the very end, there was a way that I remembered it ending. This dude walks into the room and shuts the door, and he's filming. And when he shuts the door, there's an alien standing behind the door. And it gets it on camera, and the dude just like kind of goes numb, and the alien walks up to the camera and looks in it. Well, we're looking up this footage online, and I showed my buddy the footage, and I couldn't find that clip in it for anything, and that was like the main clip. And I watched like several different ones, and I remember that one being in there. So I don't know if that's the Mandela effect, or I was just looking at the wrong spot. I don't know, but definitely look that up, guys. It's worth watching just for, just to know what it is. But type in the McPherson tapes, and it was really cool, man. Like alien abductions back in like 1988, I think that's when it was filmed, and really cool because it shot before all of that stuff.
It could be though. It very well could be. There's been a lot of them too. You can look them up online. There's so many different ones that people remember being things one way and now they're a completely different way. They started out with Nelson Mandela. Supposedly people remember him dying way before.
I thought so too.
They put it on. Yeah. So.
The big one that got me was the Shazam one. Was
Sinbad, right?
Yeah, the Sinbad genie movie. Sinbad was supposed to play in a genie movie back in the 80s or 90s called Shazam. Everybody remembers it. But it never happened. Never happened. And people
sick world we living in. Sick people.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Sinbad.
Time.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Time is interesting. I'll tell you that. Space and time and what we perceive reality and us judging time by us aging and judging it by the cycles of the moon and the coming and going of the sun. That's how we judge time. That's not what time is at all. That's just how we perceive it. Time is very interesting.
That makes sense.
And how beings, spirits are able to transcend space and time in the blink of an eye, in a heartbeat. And so to understand time, and there's beings who can move through time, and they're coming out with technology that can rewind time, and all kind of crazy like nanotechnology and CERN. And we were talking about the Mandela effect when I had Bill Bean on, and there was a bunch of technology that CERN is coming out with where they're saying they can rewind time. And I don't know if you've seen it, but they're talking about the Mandela effect happening in the Bible and changing scriptures around in the Bible, like famous scriptures being changed. And it's interesting for one. I try not to get caught up on little stuff like that, because I don't feel like it can help me have a better life, because I understand that there's forces out there that there's nothing you can tell me that they can do or they've done that's going to shock me, because I've seen it all, man. So when you tell me about conspiracy theories and stuff that's going on, like I've been there, done that, and you got to transcend that. You got to move past that to where, okay, how can I bring this into my life make something good out of it and share it with the world versus like pushing panic, hysteria, time to fear, and nothing we can do, we're screwed type of mentality that a lot of conspiracies deal with, you know?
Well, yeah. You know, just looking at them and say, oh, this is interesting. It's just not enough. And and also just being like, you know, being just real negative about it, that's not going to work either. We can do something. We can talk about it. And the more of us talking about it and thinking about it and putting it on our minds, and it's not just the negative stuff. There's so much more positive stuff we can be looking at, too. There's so much about spirituality and different meditation techniques you can do, stones, crystals. There's a lot of positive things that are here, and they're not, you know, it's not the devil or anything like that. It's just positive and negative, good and evil. So I think that we just gotta do our best. We gotta stop judging people. We gotta stop the madness. Stop the madness. What are you doing, everybody? Get off the Facebook now. Get on YouTube and watch the Truth Seeker.
No doubt, man. Well, Grillz, man, I enjoyed hanging out with you, man, and it is encouraging to see. Because I wanted to push the show back an hour. You like, man, I got some people who are going to come through. They're planning on watching, you know, things like that, and they definitely came through. The chat room's blowing up with a bunch of Grillz supporters, man. So that's awesome, man.
Did we get any calls?
I don't see anybody calling, but they're all in the chat room. People are shy, man.
Okay.
I used to love to call.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I get prank calls too. People calling, just screaming or calling up, cursing and stuff, right? I used to love.
Well, at least nobody called me with that.
I know, right? I used to call shows when I was a kid and curse people out and just record it and just being silly on the radio. They put me on live on the radio to start cursing. And then it happens to me when I'm older. And then I grow up and have my own radio show. And people call in and do the same thing to me that I did to other people when I was a kid, right? But most of these people aren't kids that call. They're grown adults with families and stuff, and they're prank calling and screaming on the internet. So that's kind of crazy.
That's funny. Yeah, I should do it too.
Yep. So, all right, brother. Thanks for hanging out with me. You want to promote your work, your video? Tell people what they could type in YouTube, and I'll put it in the description. So if you go to truthseeker.com and when you click on this link, I'll put the video there for everybody who's watching it there. But tell people if they want to go to YouTube or go to your website or Facebook, how they can connect with you as well.
Oh, yeah, you can watch the video on YouTube. It's on the Upstate Groove music channel, Upstate Groove. The next one, Moon Girl, it's going to be there as well. You can go on SoundCloud, Mike Grillo, too. You can go on there and listen to some music. I got NYC Grillz. That's my YouTube channel from back in the day, some old stuff, old videos I used to make. And Facebook / Come to Kill, Come to the number 2, Kill. And Come to Kill music. I'm not killing anybody, so relax. FBI, don't come looking at me. CIA, Men in Black, stay away. I'm not talking about you. So, yeah, and that's it. I want to give a shout out to everybody in my life. Walty Wall, my brother, my sister. Demolition, Demo Style, and everybody else, my girl, everybody else in my life, Storm, Dez, everybody.
Awesome, brother. So
Jay Ninja, what up?
It's so funny. Trolls, they're awesome. I'm reading some of it because I got another chat window up, and there's trolls in that one talking. So yeah, I don't know if we may have had some problems with the chat line or
keep
something.
This off now.
Because some people said they were trying to call it but couldn't get
There's
through.
my other persona, bam, clean.
So maybe next time you guys will be able to call in and say hello. Some people said they were having problems. But yeah, you guys heard the man. Make sure that you guys go to his Facebook, add him there. Check out all of the new music coming out that he's doing. Check out the new video that's coming out soon. Moon Girl, right? Did I say it right?
Moon Girl.
Moon Girl.
We're going to the moon.
Make sure y'all check it out. He's excited about that one, y'all. I know you can hear it in his voice. He's excited about that one.
I'm ready. It's going to be crazy. We're all going to the moon.
So, yeah.
Take my girl to the moon, and it's going to be beautiful. Making history again.
So we do have one call from New York. Maybe this is one of your people. Who we speaking with?
All right, this is Paulie G, Mike's friend. Grillz' friend.
Grillz is your friend. Can you hear him?
What's up, Paulie G? Yeah, I can hear him.
For sure.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I can hear you guys loud and clear. And my question is about all these secret societies and all this information people have out there, do you think that we as humans have superior power that they are obtaining from us and information, that they are actually making us believe that we have no power, that we are helpless? But meanwhile, there's probably, we could probably do so many things, but we're just distracted by diversion.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely, Paulie G. The best thing we could do with stuff like this, we just make a change. We reach out to people like Truth Seeker, who gave me the opportunity to have this platform to speak to my people and to speak to new people. He gave me this platform, this connection, that's respect, that's love. So we need to do that with each other, with everything. We can't shun each other out. We can't throw each other away. When somebody does something we don't like, we don't just not talk about it and throw them away. Let's unite. We got to unite. And we got somebody like me. You got somebody persistent like me. I'm a survivor. Most of the people in my life have passed away, have died, circumstances insane. I'm a survivor. I outlived people I made music with. I have people in the grave that'll never make a song again. So I do this for them, and we got to keep it going. We got to keep supporting me and people like me, people that are willing to open people's minds and speak the truth. The Truth Seeker. Check them out on YouTube and subscribe. The Truth Seeker.
That's what's up. No doubt. Only the realest fulfill it, man. No doubt, brother. That's one thing I've noticed about the music, and like I said, I see your fans, right? I see my fans. They're everywhere. And one thing I notice is that they're not just like fans of the music. Like, oh yeah, he's good. You either love it or you don't fool with it. You don't just like it or yeah, he's pretty good. You either love it or you hate it. And that's what I've noticed. And so people are connecting with more than just the music. They're connecting with the message, man. And that's what's so different than you know what I'm saying, what we're doing and what we have to bring to the table. It's really, really cool. It's something bigger than ourselves.
Absolutely.
Always remember that.
I appreciate you.
All right, we got another call from New York. I'm assuming this is one of your people too. Who are we speaking with?
What's going on? This is Cheech.
What up, Cheech?
Cheech.
What's up? Just want to say the show was amazing. Both you guys are very smart individuals, and I'm sending my love.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
That's what's up. Thanks, Cheech.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man. Glad you enjoyed it,
I only got one
brother.
question for you, Truth.
Go ahead.
There's been a lot of fans saying they want to hear a freestyle, so I don't know what you want to do about it, but that's what I've been reading.
All right, so let me get a couple bars, Grillz, from you, and then I'll do a couple bars, and we'll end it on that. Good?
Let's go.
Beautiful.
And you know what I'm saying? You ain't got a freestyle. I can't freestyle, so I'm not. But I'll give you guys something that I wrote. So you go first, man, and I'll get something too. Something new.
Don't try to cross me, son. I'm like the equinox when day and night are equal. I'll make you see through the speaker box projections from the moon. I see things that make you bug out. I bend the truth to me and cause you rich, you play punch out. Virtual reality, reversible duality, simulation, just to hurt the human anatomy with heat sensors, motion detectors. That's what I got in case anybody want to come and try to take my spot.
Oh man, I can't even follow that up, man. That's good, brother. Is that something that's already recorded, or is that something coming out, or what?
Oh, that's just a little something I already did off the Planet X mixtape.
That's dope.
Holographic, talking about the holographic universe and all that funky stuff.
Yeah, make sure you share that with me, man. I want to hear that one. That's a dope.
I could do like the Buster stuff too, like I'm spreading venom, sending them, trending them, mother again, a medical help is better, they bled in the bed in the heaven again, the second, the method, the seven, the life is ended, the better, tremendous, the better, the definitely, the dead.
That's what I'm talking about.
Adios, amigos. Woo!
Dude, we got to we got to do something together, man.
I would love to, man. You're definitely talented. You got it, bro. And you've been killing it. I love those visuals with the background.
No doubt, no doubt.
That's why I hit you up, because I'm a fan. I love the stuff. And, you know, similarities, but it's different than what I do, but it's similar. So that's what's awesome about it, you know?
Exactly.
Both got different styles, but we'll kill it.
All right. That's what's up. I'm going to read some of my lyrics, and they're not going to be...
Go for it.
It's not the fastest, but it's something new. So hopefully somebody will feel this. This is off of a new song I'm working on called I Am. So... it goes, I am the healing that comes from God. I am the hero, the villain, and all. I am the mind that's left in awe, a devotee of manly hall. I am the pride that I am the pride that's before the fall. I am the calm before the storm. I am the soul before the form. I am the child with outstretched arms. Can't explain what I seen, what I saw. I battled the junkie that battle withdrawal. I am the promise and I am the call. I am the prayer from under the shawl. I am the eye in the midst of the pyramid. Mind of millennials riddled with riddling. I am religion as practiced by primitive sitting, remembering God as a memory. I am the blind and now can see. I am the slave that's been set free. I've held devils that once held me. I am you and I am me. Now we'll hold the mystery, the secrecy of frequency ascending up on Calvary. That's how I make my alchemy. That's something I'm working on right now. That new.
There it is.
That new man.
It's awesome. I love it.
We can go all night, brother. And we definitely have to connect soon on the song, man. If you got something you want to get me on, or I can send you something too. I just downloaded some beats the other day from my producer, and some dope stuff that I'm going to be working on here. And I can probably send you something to get on if you want, man. That
sounds good. I trust your judgment. I would love to. Definitely down. People will definitely look at it and listen to it. Absolutely.
That's what's up. All right, brother. Thanks for hanging out with me, man.
I appreciate you so much. Thanks for having me on.
No
Thanks
doubt.
for dealing with my crazy butt.
For sure. Everybody who was hanging out in the chat room, you guys are awesome too. Thank you guys so much. And for those of you who are wanting to give, those of you guys who believe in the message, simply go to patreon.com/truthseeker. If you want to become a monthly supporter, get access to new music. That verse that I just dropped, it's already laid down on a song. It's not uploaded yet. We're going to tie some ends together on that, but there's a whole bunch more up there. I'm working on a song with Joker, who deals with Hobson and those guys. We got a song with him coming out. It'll be on there soon. So head on over to patreon.com/truthseeker. Get exclusive music and support your boy. Peace and shalom. I love y'all. Peace.